Hello Frag fam, welcome to today's video. And today we're going to be doing a first impression of a fragrance from Hugo Boss. And it is Hugo Reversed. And this is a box that I bought off of eBay, so we're not really doing an unboxing and all that. I mean, I'm going to unbox it here. Oh, you know what? This is still sealed in the cellophane. I was thinking it was an open one, but anyways, so you will see me get to kind of unbox it. But on a designer fragrance, I'll be honest with you, I'm not ever judging it based on its packaging. Because I'm in business myself and I understand the cost of production and things of that nature. And when you're talking about trying to sell a fragrance for, and I know the retail on this is probably much more than what this is a fragrance that you can pick up for $25 at the rack stores right now. And I'm sure the retail on it is probably $80 or $90, when it first came out. They put it in the malls and all that. But when you know that other folks in the industry are making $300 and $400 off of fragrances, and you're trying to just compete to make $75, $80 at best, but it's not a big hit, it's going to the discounters, and you just can't spend a lot of money on packaging and everything. But let me tell you something, Hugo Boss never disappoints in their bottles. Even if you don't like this canteen style bottle, it's a nice bottle, and they've been using that same bottle since the original Hugo Boss in the canteen come out, which was one of the very first fragrances I ever owned personally in my teen years. I remember a girl I was dating got me a bottle for Christmas one year. I think I was probably 16, so that'd have been around 96, 97, something like that. And they've been using, in this particular line, they've been using these same style of canteen looking bottles. But what I was saying is the production cost on an $80 or $90 fragrance that you're going to pick up at a discounter for $25 to $35, production costs on the whole fragrance is going to be somewhere around $4. Talking about the juice, the bottle, the packaging, and everything. That's what their cost in it is. And so to make money above that, they price it accordingly. But on a $400 or $500 fragrance, their production cost is very similar. Their production cost is usually around $10 to $15 at the most. So when you talk about a fragrance, the production cost is $4, or a fragrance production cost is $10. They're selling their $4 fragrance for $80. The other company's selling their $10 fragrance for $500. That's where I want to see a huge jump up in packaging and things of that nature. So I never judge a designer based on their packaging. I'll mention it. This is just a cardboard box with the bottle, printed on it. And I've never bought and paid for a $500 fragrance. But if I ever do, and I don't think I will, but if I ever do, I'm going to expect some really, really nice, packaging, bottle, all of that. All right, let's see what we got. Get a couple of sprays. Oh, let me spray it where you can see the atomizer here. And it's a good atomizer. Real good. I couldn't tell if it was pressure sensitive, but it's put out a real good blast. Let that alcohol dissipate for a minute. Now I know that this has been compared to Elysium. And of course this is an eau de toilette, and it's from Hugo Boss, so I'm not going to expect to smell Elysium's thick, rich, syrupy, extract de parfum type of of aroma. It's different from an eau de toilette to an extrait. But I'm just seeing if there is a similarity. Okay, they get the grapefruit off the top. The top notes listed are grapefruit and bergamot. And then there's rosemary in the mid and vetiver in the base. Grapefruit, definitely smell it. And it's not a real pungenty bitter. I guess the bergamot has kind of sweetened it up a little bit. Brightened it up a little bit. It's a nice grapefruit fragrance. And I would say there is some similarities to Elysium, but it doesn't smell like it's an Elysium clone to me. But I will say this, I did have COVID recently, and I'm not sure, this is the first video that I'm trying to make post-COVID, and I really, this is kind of testing me to see how good my nose is working. I got COVID a year and a half ago for the first time, and my nose was broken. I bought Prada Luna Rossa Carbon right after that. Couldn't smell the lavender. Didn't like the way it smelled. Thought it was weak. Didn't realize my nose was broke from COVID. And honestly, I think it may be affected by this too. So I'm going to have to come back and do a full review on this later, and it may have to be well later. So y'all pray for me if you pray, and hopefully my nose will be working. And the reason why I'm saying all that is because really all I'm smelling is the grapefruit, a little bit of the rosemary. I mean, I can smell it in there, and rosemary is one of my least favorite herbs. But I like it when somebody can make me like it in a fragrance. And right now, what I'm smelling, I'm liking. It smells like a real nice, fresh, citrusy green. I would call this a green fragrance. Not green in the sense of pine or something like that, but it's a little grassy from the vetiver, a little herbal from the rosemary. It's bright and citrusy, but it's got the grapefruit citrus, which I would classify as kind of more of a bitter and more of a green citrus. You know, you can smell a little bit of that rind, you know, when the grapefruit is a top note. So what I'm smelling, COVID nose and all, is that I think this is a nice warm weather citrus aromatic. It's got the aromatics from the rosemary, and of course they only list 4 notes, and there's probably 12 to 15 that's actually used in it. There may be some sage in there. I'm smelling some things other than rosemary. And I'm interested to see how it dries down, if it changes much or if it's a real linear scent. But as far as first impressions go, even though my nose may be slightly broken, I do like it. And I do think it's going to be a nice warm weather fragrance that I'll probably wear quite a bit this spring and summer, because I haven't really found many good hot weather fragrances that I just really like. And from what I smell of this one, it smells real good, and I like it, and it's cheap, so you can spray a bunch on if it doesn't perform well and all that. So, but I'll give this a month or so and come back and try to do a full review. So anyways, that's Hugo Reversed, first impressions, and please like and subscribe, do all those crazy things, and till we see you next time, we say God bless. Frag on, Frag fam.